So welcome back everyone, and we're gonna talk about something that I don't really love to talk about. As you can see, is the VAR, the officiating and stuff, and I don't love to talk about this because I know that referees can do mistakes. That's gonna always happen as long as we have humans on the field. When we start to have cyborgs or machines, and of course at that point, okay, that's all calculated, so whatever. But as long as we have humans, we're gonna have mistakes, we're gonna have things happening and everything else. And I'm recording this video like a couple of hours after the final. And yes, there is discussion because we had 3 penalty kicks in the final, all 3 scored by Akram Afif, and 2 of them were actually gained by Akram Afif. The first one, third one were fouls on Akram Afif. And did we have mistakes during the tournament? Yes, we did have mistakes. I talked about them. There were a couple of, I think, clear mistakes in this tournament. And we had a lot of VAR interventions, a lot. I think this is the tournament with the most VAR interventions ever. I mean, if we talk simply about the times that we have seen the referee like stopping the game and listening to his ear just to see if there is something, and then calling for the game to resume or go to the VAR, I mean, at least 4, 5, 6 times per game, I'm pretty sure, and that's a lot really. And we've seen like offsides not being called immediately. There was the late call because they didn't want to stop the game before, because if it isn't an offside, they want then to review it with VAR. We've seen penalty kicks that really rarely called immediately by the referee. Usually it's like, okay, there is a foul, the referee prefers to wait for the VAR to call it. And yeah, I mean, but in the final, I think we didn't have any mistakes. Don't hate me if you don't agree with that. If you don't agree with that, please comment in the comment section down below and we will discuss that. But I think the 4 major things, at least the 4 major things, so the 3 penalty kicks and the red card call for Yazan Nemat that then wasn't called, I think they were all correct. I mean, the first one on Akram Afif was a foul. The second one, I think, was a foul as well. And then the third one was a foul. At that point, the discussion was about the offside call. If it was onside, that was a foul. If it was offside, that's offside. So it's just an offside. And of course, the Yazan Nemat intervention, I mean, he shoved him with his shoulder, so that's a yellow card. That's not really a red card. He didn't go for the face or anything. But still, I'm gonna say this. If you're gonna say, oh, you're saying this because you prefer Qatar. No, I'm not saying this because I prefer Qatar. I don't prefer Qatar. I don't have any preference. I have my Syrian national team preference. Yes, because I'm Syrian, and still with Syria, I said that I'm not really. I mean, in these video reviews, I'm trying to be unbiased. So I'm gonna say if something is clear or something is, I'm gonna be as objective as possible. I'm not gonna be biased. I mean, I try to be professional here, even though I don't gain money. And subscribe and put likes, so perhaps one day I will gain money making this. But anyways, jokes aside, Qatar had, for example, one of the 2 big mistakes in my opinion in the Asian Cup was in the quarterfinals, where Uzbekistan and Qatar were playing. There is a foul by Barsham, the Qatar goalkeeper. In that case, and I said it also in that video review, that I think Barsham should have been ejected when he went outside the area and had an intervention, I think, on Nazarulayev, and that was called a yellow card. I think that was a red card, and that was, I think, a mistake by the referee. Another big mistake that everyone probably is gonna remember is the one on the Iraq-Indonesia game, that where Iraq on their second goal, just before the end of the first half of that game, if I'm not wrong, they scored a goal that was on offside, but that wasn't called for some reason, and that changed the game, and that for Indonesia was a really tough call. And yeah, I mean, we have mistakes happening, we have mistakes for every team, and really, we can discuss them, we can talk about them, but in general, I'm seeing the VAR being used a lot, the referees going for the VAR a lot. We had the semi-automatic offside system that I think it worked pretty fine, besides of course the Iraq-Indonesia game. And yeah, I mean, there are in a tournament we have a lot of things happening, a lot of VAR interventions, referee interventions, a lot of discussions, a lot of fouls, a lot of yellow cards, red cards. Now we will have blue cards, even though I still don't know how blue cards were gonna work. But we'll see. I mean, I see championships that have the VAR, championships that don't have the VAR. It's better to have the VAR, because without the VAR, sometimes you have some calls that are really tough, and when you see a game, the game really gets influenced from that, and the championship can really change from a referee intervention. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna talk a lot about refereeing of VARs and stuff. Of course, if there is a big mistake, I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna talk about it, and I'm open to discussion always. But in general, let's talk about football. And I think we had a pretty good tournament, and yeah, that's pretty much it really. I'm gonna have a video where I'm gonna put the top 11 about of this tournament, my personal top 11, even though because I haven't seen a top 11 by the AFC that was like put on their website or anywhere else. They said the MVP, that was Akram Afif. So we'll see about that. I'm gonna make my personal top 11, and after that we're gonna talk about a lot more stuff, the championships, the Indian Super League, everything is happening right now in Asia, the J League, the K League, the A League, and then we will have in April the AFC Asian Cup under 23 that of course I'm gonna follow. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you soon.